Hey there, this is Tina over at Backcountry Tiny Homes. We're going to be taking a tour today of our Acorn Floor Model. Now this is a new tiny home model we have coming out in 2019, and we're just finishing up our floor model. So this is about 90% complete on its construction. So if it is missing a couple items, we're going to point it out in this video. But this floor model will actually be for sale early in January 2019, end of December 2018. So we're going to go through some of the features and items we have in this floor model. So I'm going to step on in. Now keep in mind this is a 13-foot long home, so it's a micro tiny home. And then with that being said, it also has a 3-foot deck built off of that 16-foot trailer. So 13 plus 3 being 16. So you do have a 3-foot deck built onto your trailer, so it doesn't fold up. That is permanently like that. A couple items when you first walk in is this really big statement piece. It is a beautiful piece of art. It's a Doug fir tree that has tape lighting in the back for mood. Luke's going to demonstrate that it does work on a dimmer. So all the way to the left here, so if you wanted it to be a little bit less bright, shut off or turned all the way back on. It has a beautiful glow behind it. It's a nice warm light. Other than just being really beautiful as a piece of artwork and a light, it also demonstrates as a table, and Luke's going to demonstrate how easy that is. So it folds up off of a piano hinge, and then we just have a slide out 45-degree kicker, and that's it. So at this point, that can be used for a dining space, an office space, whatever it is, but it's not something you have to have up completely all the time, which is pretty nice. But before Luke puts that down, I'm just going to demonstrate something on the bottom of which it hides. So you can see down here, that is your electrical panel. So something that you can cover so you don't have to look at all the time, but it's easy access should you have to shut something off. I'm going to pause this just so we can show you the setup with chairs, and we'll be right back. So this is our setup with the chairs, the same chairs you just saw outside. So keep in mind, those are indoor and exterior rated, so you can use them for the deck or inside, and they do have a hanging place inside of the home as well if you don't want to have them outside. But perfect sitting space, and you can view right next to your full light door and then the larger windows we have off to the right that you'll see in a minute. But we'll keep on moving on with the rest of our tour. All right, so back for our tour. So you can see here, if I back up, so the only thing it doesn't come standard with our Acorn model is the wood stove that you see here. So that beautiful tile black backsplash that goes ceiling to floor. We have a tiny wood stove. It's their 3K, real small, only weighs 55 pounds. And then we have a storage cabinet below that with 3 storage drawers, so use them whatever you need. So that's the only part that doesn't come standard. Typically, there'd be nothing in that space, so you have a little bit more walking space, or you can use it for additional prep space for the kitchen, more storage, etc. And then if I go off to the left here, you'll notice we have a large cabinet here that can be used for clothes. We have 2 drawers on the bottom, and then we have fabric bins right here for clothes, or again, any other type of storage you can imagine. We currently have it spec'd out that you could put a laundry basket up above, but honestly, it's just whatever the homeowner really needs. So there is additional storage like a shelf that exists above. And then in our kitchen space, it is 4.5 feet wide with the tile backsplash that matches the floor, as well as the backsplash tile here for our wood stove. What we have here is a full-size sink, so it's not a small sink, it's a full 24-inch wide to go with the 24-inch cabinet below. We have a retro-inspired mini fridge off to the right, a Summit electric drop-in burner with 2 burners. And then off to the left, it's kind of hidden a little tiny bit, we have some recessed shelves that are back there. Now the reason we don't have those the full depth as the rest of the cabinets is so that you can hang pots and pans directly in front of it, or towels or other items that might not have a space. And then at the bottom, we're going to demonstrate that right now. Luke's going to go ahead and turn it on for us. This is your whole house vacuum. So it's as easy as just pushing it with your foot and sweeping up debris, and it sucks it right off the floor. It's called a sweep-o-vac. And I'm going to pause the video so we can show you the other function of this vacuum. So now what you can see, Luke has in his hand, it is an extension that comes with the sweep-o-vac. It plugs right into the front, and it's a 6-foot hose that extends out to 18 feet. So Luke's going to demonstrate walking to the other part of the house. And what it is, it telescopes and it stretches the entire length. So you can actually get all the way to the other side, and you can actually get partially outside for some reason. But it works and functions the exact same way by pushing the button on the floor. We won't demonstrate that again, but just so you can see. And when you walk back, the hose shrinks back again, which is pretty nice. It has other attachments cabinets other than just the front one that Luke's demonstrating, but it's a pretty neat feature that you can have for the home, and it's pretty nice because it's tucked away under the toe kick of your cabinet and you don't have to worry about it again. And one last thing that Luke is going to demonstrate for us, right above we have some overhead storage. He's just going to show you those. So everything does have a slow close function with it, so when he closes it, it's not going to slam shut. And we have them on both sides. So the one I mentioned before, this is 90% completion for construction. So what that will mean is that we're going to have directly underneath here, there will be a Summit vent hood, which is why it's still white. It'll be black in the future, but a Summit vent hood will be here directly over your cooking surface because we are really big on having proper ventilation for homes, regardless of how big they are. So that's pretty important. It'll have about 250 CFM. And the nice part is you'll get to choose if you want that to ventilate within the home using charcoal filters or venting directly out. I mentioned before the wood stove is not a standard practice for this model, but it can be installed. We also have backup heat. So we have our electric wall panel heater there, and then our thermostat off to this side. So you'll always have a backup form of heat, especially when you put wood stoves into homes. One other thing it's not installed yet is right up here to the top. That'll be your whole house ventilation. So that's just going to be a push-pull fan for us at about 100 CFM. And then it's on a timing switch that is located right here. So you can set what part of the day you wanted to allow air exchange to happen. That can also technically be a Lunos Ego. So if you wanted to have an HRV in this home, we can do either or, but our standard model is set up for a standard push-pull fan. A couple last minute items in the kitchen itself. We do have the knife holder magnet all the way to the left, and then a place to hold utensils and other types of spatulas and cooking items that you would need. So we are going to move on to the bathroom next. And off to the bathroom. So we have here one thing I didn't get to mention yet for this home. This is a great home even if you are a tall person. So if I turn around just for a moment, in the large window area, the lowest point of the home is actually going to be in the kitchen. So the top of the cabinets all the way in the back of those cabinets, that actually comes down to 7 feet, and that's the lowest point. So when we do walk into the bathroom, it's going to be at a standard height for a standard interior door. We're not cutting anything down to make it fit for a tiny home under a loft. So if you're a little bit taller, this is a great home for you. So we're going to look at the floor first. So you have groutable vinyl tiles. It just needs to be grouted, and then the floor trim can go in. But it's a beautiful, beautiful hexagonal that matches the rest of the flooring of the home, as well as some of the tile you've already seen. I'm going to turn around, and this is a big statement piece for us. So we have a really beautiful tile shower here. Again, it matches a lot of the other backsplash, has a little bit more sheen and gloss to it. And then we have hexagonal tile in the center as a runway stripe that matches very close to what the floor is. Now this bigger shower panel that is off to the side, of course, that's not where it lives. It will be installed. We just have to finish grouting the shower first. But that is a shower panel, not just a shower head. So it's going to go all the way up to the ceiling. It'll top out around 6'8" as where it starts to continue bending. And then just about 7 feet tall is where the shower head starts. So again, if you're very tall, fantastic. It has a waterfall function on it, and then it has multiple jets underneath. And it also has a wand that goes with it. So if you are looking for a wand to be able to clean off your feet or any other items, that's really helpful for you. And then any of our electrical in here, of course, is GFCI or wet rated. So you have lights over the shower. And if I turn around all the way, you have additional light on this side, and you will have a ceiling fan in here for ventilation. This entire wall that I'm pointing at, where you can see some water coming out of the side, this is for a plumbed toilet. And of course, we want to make sure we have enough storage for you. We have floor to ceiling storage that goes right above the toilet. And that's plenty of space. It's like about 2 times the size of a normal medicine cabinet, but about twice as deep as well. So for any toiletries, or if you're looking for towels, storage, pajamas, anything you'd really want to keep in the bathroom space, you can have it. But the nice part is if you aren't looking for a plumbed toilet, we always set up all of our bathrooms to be ready to accept a composting toilet, which is why we have an outlet towards the bottom here. So the only things we're missing in here, this wood has to be sealed, the trim has to go on, and then same thing for the window trim here. But other than that, the bathroom is almost 100% done. We did not put a sink in the bathroom because you were so close to the sink right out there. You can shed some cost and shed some weight for the home. So if I come all the way around, one of the last couple things we have not seen is, you're probably asking, is where do you sleep? Where do you have lounging space? And that's what this big, open, beautiful space is for right here. So if I were to step back a little bit, You have two giant windows that let in a lot of natural light and really connect you to the outdoors while still being indoors. It lets you feel like you're not really in a 13-foot long home and that you're in a much bigger space. So if you want to travel with the home or just wherever you are is a very beautiful scene, you can have that. And it's already set up to accept blackout curtains, so you can have your privacy when you want it and then be able to bring it up when you don't. And then I mentioned, where are you going to lounge and where are you going to sleep? So this right here will have two IKEA Valentunas. Valentunas are really deep, extremely comfortable couches. So it's about 1.5 times a traditional love seat, so good enough for 2 to 3 people to sit on. But then it pulls out, it will go all the way within 1 foot of this wall right here. And it'll become a little bit bigger than a queen size bed. And it takes about 2 seconds to do each one. So I meant each one, what do I mean by that? So if there are 2 Valentunas, each one of those is just about the size of a twin size bed. So you can pull out one if you're only looking to sleep one person, or you could pull out 2 if you're just looking to lounge or relax. So that's where our sleeping space is and our lounge space, which is pretty nice. And we made sure to have all of your necessities close by to that bed and lounging space. So USB outlets, a remote control for the very adorable little ceiling fan we have up here. And then anything else you can imagine. So we are still missing more storage that will have shelves that go all the way across the top here that span and continue going until we get to this portion. So that will be a 12-inch wide shelf that's large enough when you unfold it to be 27-foot worth of shelving for storage. Even if you're going to live in a 13-foot home, you should have plenty of storage in order to live there. So you have the above shelves. You have this cabinet here. You have the additional cabinet within the wood stove, more cabinet space within the kitchen, above, and then that ceiling to floor storage within the bathroom, which is really important. So like I mentioned, this particular home is only about 90% done. It will be done in a couple days. But if you are looking to buy this exact model, this is a really good overview of what it's going to look like. I am just going to take a couple views of the exterior of the home, and that will wrap up our walkthrough. And here we are with the exterior of the home. So you can see the pitch here is a salt box, which means it's lower in the front. It comes to a peak right about there and then dips back down again at a lower pitch. So what that does allows us to have that really nice amount of headroom, and especially if you want to travel with this home, it means that you'll have air flowing over the top and then it won't create any eddies behind you. So you can travel really well with this home. So as you can see for the exterior, we do have tongue and groove cedar. I'll get a better view of it. Go all the way up here. Beautiful tongue and groove cedar, and that's being stained with it used to be called Sickens, now it's called PPG, Prolux, and that has a nice warranty on it, but it allows you to see all the character of the wood with just adding a little bit of color and then waterproofing it. So you can see the color of the original cedar, which are those 2 pieces up there, and then the rest of the color of the home. And you can see 2 black mountainscapes here. Those will be trimmed out, so they're very clean looking. It'll be matching the rest of the cedar color, but we wanted to stick with our outdoor theme with this home. Now, if you're looking for not to purchase exactly the floor model, but just this model in general, you can choose what the exterior looks like. So if you don't want mountainscapes, you want something different, we absolutely can work with that. If I wrap all the way around, we do have our 3-foot deck, as I mentioned previously. You have cedar that will go the entire length here. And then if I get a better view from this side here, here we go. That's where you can see these 2 huge, beautiful windows. And then your additional bathroom window, which is frosted for privacy. The deck itself does have 2 railings, one on either side, and has a foldable stair so you can get in and out, and it's better for travel that way. And if I wrap all the way around, your standard RV plugs for water, technically sewer, and then electric are all at the front here. And then you have a complete metal front and a little bit on the wraparound. So that helps to protect against any dings, any bugs that you may have during transit from going against the cedar. You would go against the metal, which helps it stay a little bit cleaner over time. And this is a standard bumper pull. So it's rated, it's dual axles, rated for 10K. So you can see the 2 axles back here, but please let us know if you have any questions specifically about our floor model. What else needs to be installed. Like I mentioned, it's 90% done. This will be going on sale very soon, and this is the video we are going to use. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a great holiday. Take care.